I want to tell you one thing up front. The iPhone 16e is a good iPhone, but I think you should probably not buy it. What's up guys, today we're looking at the iPhone 16e. I've had it at home for a few days and have been able to test it in everyday life and gain my experience. I'll show you what sets this iPhone apart from the other current iPhones and whether it's a good deal. But let's unpack the device first. The iPhone comes towards us and underneath there is a charging cable, a pin for the SIM card slot and a few warranty notes. The design of the iPhone 16e is extremely similar to the iPhone 16 with the difference that the 16e only has one camera. The 16e has a frame made of aluminum and matte glass on the back. On the left side are the volume buttons and the action button, and on the other side is the standby button. As usual, Apple's workmanship is very good and the 16e is very comfortable and compact to hold, and I think most people will feel the same way. There are two colors to choose from for the iPhone 16e, black like I have here and white. The display is a 6.1-inch screen just like the iPhone 16, but only with a 60Hz refresh rate. Let's go to the camera. As you can easily see, the 16e only has one camera. This has 48 megapixels and 2 zoom options. You know that I avoid overwhelming you with technical details and prefer to show you the photos and videos I took with the iPhone 16e. Pictures in daylight look really good, I think. The colors are natural and not oversaturated, and the contrast also reflects the reality quite well. The 2 zoom options still looks good, but if you go to the maximum, here you can see that the iPhone 16e quickly reaches its limits in terms of image quality. But I still think they are excellent photos. The same applies to images in poor lighting conditions. They are really quite good here, I would say, even under 2 zoom options, but as soon as you go back to the highest zoom level, you have to make compromises in terms of image quality. And I honestly don't know if that's still okay for a smartphone that starts at $599. At least we can record 4K videos at 60 FPS, but the iPhone 16e lacks the cinema mode that the iPhones 14 and 14 Pro, 15 and 15 Pro, and of course 16 and 16 Pro have. The cinema mode allows you to record videos with depth of field so that the background is blurred, and I think that could have been included in the 16e. What may you have noticed is that the iPhone 16e does not have camera control like the iPhone 16 and 16 Pro. Camera control is Apple's new feature for the current iPhones, which allows you to access the camera directly and take photos and videos. You can not only press the shutter button with this button, but also control the camera in various submenus and switch between different styles. But as I said, the 16e lacks this feature. The iPhone 16e also doesn't have MagSafe anymore. So if you like to use MagSafe or have cases, chargers or other MagSafe accessories and would like to use them with the new 16e, that's no longer possible. Wireless charging with 7.5 watts is still possible, however. The processor of the 16e is the A18 chip from the current iPhone series, and thanks to the new chip, Apple Intelligence will also run smoothly here when it's available. Apart from that, this iPhone is also well prepared for the future and will continue to receive updates for a long time to come. In terms of performance, this iPhone is in very good shape and can keep up with other high-end smartphones. What Apple has done better with the 16e than the other iPhones is the battery. At 3961 milliamps, it is the iPhone that lasts the longest, even longer than the 16 Pro with 3582 milliamps. I charged the 16e to 100% in the morning, and in the afternoon I had around 74%, which is really strong. In the evening, just before going to bed, I had 66%. So if you value a long battery life, and who doesn't, you will get your money's worth here. And everyone uses their iPhone differently, so it may be that some people have a little more or less battery left at the end of the day. But how does the 16e differ from the other iPhones? It only has one camera instead of the 16e, which has 2 cameras, and the 16 Pro has 3. It doesn't have a 120Hz display, which makes animations and movements appear less fluid. It doesn't have MagSafe or Dynamic Island, and of course it's also cheaper than all the other current iPhones, but it does have the same processor. It's a stripped down, cheaper option for people who want an iPhone, but don't want to spend as much as money they would on a Pro model, for example. That's good for anyone who only wants to use the most common functions of an iPhone and still wants a very good smartphone. But why did I say at the beginning that you might not want to buy the iPhone 16e even though it's a good smartphone and it is a good deal? The main reason is simply because of $599 with 128 gigabytes. There are also 256 and 512 storage sizes for which you have to pay even more money. And that goes up to almost $1,000. The other reason is that the 16e doesn't have all the nice features like the nice thin display edges like the 16 Pro, the camera control, MagSafe, Dynamic Island, no 120Hz display. But if you don't care about all these nice features and think a camera is enough for you, then I understand that completely. That's what the iPhone 16e is for, a stripped down version of the current iPhone series. It would be a good deal if the price was set at $450. Feel free to write me your opinion on how you see this. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and if so, then give it a like to let me know, and I'll see you in my next video.